A man killed as his ute veers into a truck. Calls for clean-up help in the wake of an overnight downpour. A fruit grower devastated by a disease outbreak. Final preparations for Mofo's opening night. And play washed out at the Hobart International.
This is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
Good evening, everyone. A man has been killed in a head-on collision at Glengarry this morning after police say his ute veered into the path of an oncoming log truck. Frankfurt Road closed for almost 6 hours today while forensic investigators examined the scene.
The front of a white utility barely recognisable after colliding head-on with a log truck this morning. The driver of the ute killed when his vehicle veered into the path of the truck.
The utility was travelling east towards Exeter, and on the top of the hill it has lost control and gone into the opposite lane where it's collided with a log truck.
Police are yet to determine what caused the driver of the utility to veer onto the wrong side of the road, but investigations are continuing.
We have our forensics experts here. They'll be photographing the scene. We have our crash investigators also here, and we're being assisted by the transport inspectors also to assist us with inspections of the roadway and the vehicles involved.
Police say road conditions aren't being considered a factor in the crash, but are encouraging motorists to slow down during inclement weather.
A reminder to all drivers to drive to the weather conditions, and in particular country roads. If you have longer distances to travel, maybe just slow the speed down a little bit more.
Hannah Sinclair, Southern Cross News.
The State Emergency Service has been kept busy as a massive downpour hit parts of the state overnight. The Weather Bureau reporting Hobart's highest January rainfall in almost 100 years, with Mount Wellington experiencing 153 millimetres of rain.
Workers today cleaning up from the aftermath of an overnight downpour, clearing up debris near Kingston. The Bureau of Meteorology says the weather event dropped about 70 millimetres in Hobart and 153 on Mount Wellington overnight.
Every few years we'll see a low pressure system move in this way, and so the last time we had widespread rain like this was about 3 to 4 years ago.
A sea of umbrellas in the city today as lighter rain continued, but there's still plenty of work ahead for some residents.
Mopping and cleaning from here on in for the rest of the day, I think, and probably get a few heaters out, open the doors, and hopefully it'll all dry out and there won't be anything too bad.
Rose Horton, Southern Cross News.
Stay with us. Still to come in our broadcast tonight, the volcano causing trouble for flights and the Salvation Army's new mission to help drunk people at Salamanca. Welcome back. A 6-month trial begins this Friday to help drunk and disorientated people within the Hobart CBD find their way home. The initiative combines the City Council, salvos and police to help keep the streets safe on Friday and Saturday nights.
Lollies and other goodies are just some of the help the Salvo street teams will provide to those vulnerable and incapable of looking after themselves.
The lollipops, thongs and water that street teams carry are about being able to have a soft approach to people.
The Salvos anticipate helping more than 100 people a night and have a pool of 40 volunteers working on the initiative. Hopes are high for the success of the program, having already made positive changes in Melbourne and Perth. Rose Horton, Southern Cross News.
A small earthquake has rocked part of Tasmania this morning. The magnitude 3.68 tremor struck at 10:30 near Waratah. Its effects could be felt up to 46 kilometres away. Preliminary data from Geoscience Australia suggests it originated 10 kilometres underground. No damage was reported. Now a look at the day's business and finance news with thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund. The share market has closed lower for a third straight session, slumping in afternoon trade as copper joined the long list of commodities suffering price falls. The ASX 200 index dropping 51.1 points. And a short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 80.89 US cents and 68.6 euro cents. Stay with us. Still to come on Southern Cross News, the tips for longevity from Tasmania's newest centurion and how local researchers are leading with Antarctic robot exploration. Welcome back. It was a special day for Tasmania's Mary Pearce, celebrating her 100th birthday. The centre of attention today, Mrs Pearce says the way to reach 100 is simple. Living in Tasmania her entire life, Mrs Pearce has a passion for arts and craft. Her plans for the day included having lunch at her daughter's house in her brand new outfit bought just for the occasion. And the thing she said was most important in life, love. Sport is next with Chris Rowbottom. Good evening, Chris. Rain has halted play at the Hobart International.
That's right, Joe. Hobart's wild weather stopping the tennis tournament in its tracks. We'll have a live update after the break, and the Hobart Hurricanes set off for their must-win clash against the Brisbane Heat. Good evening. The bad weather we heard about earlier in the bulletin has caused disruption for the Hobart International. For the latest on the situation, Michael Maney joins us live. Michael, what's happened to play today?
Yeah, Chris, it's been a bit disappointing here. It's been a wet day, but there are plans to fix this tournament up. I'm joined now by the tournament director, Mark Hanley. And Mark, it's been a difficult day, but there are plans to get this back on track.
Yeah, we've got the, while the weather's out of our control, we've got the tournament well and truly under control. So we haven't had a ball hit today, but we have plans tomorrow to start matches 11 o'clock across 3 courts.
So I guess opening up the courts is good. Will players have to double up tomorrow, do you think?
Yes, players will be doubling up out of necessity. So we'll have second round matches followed by quarterfinals across the schedule during tomorrow.
So if the weather is good, who will we plan to have on tonight?
Tonight we'll go with Camilla Georgi and Kai Kanepi will lead, followed by Alison Risk and Bojana Jovanovski, and then we'll have a doubles to complete. And then tomorrow we'll lead off on centre court with Daniela Huntakova and Zarina Diaz, amongst others.
And ticketing arrangements for this, because we do know that people have been here today, they've braved the weather conditions. Tell us a bit about tickets and refunds, etc.
Yeah, in general, for the instructions on the wet weather policy is to go to hobartinternational.com.au or tickettech.com, but fans are urged to contact those officers to get an exchange or a refund on tickets.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Well, there you have it, the tournament director, Mark Hanley. Hopefully some play tonight, but a full schedule. Weather is good for tomorrow, so hopefully we get some more play in tomorrow, Chris.
Yeah, hopefully it all clears up. Thanks for that, Michael. A hockey player in Michigan has learnt the hard way about the dangers of leaving the rink too quickly. Mitchell Skiba of the Alpena Flyers momentarily forgot just how wide his ice hockey stick was. Thankfully, Skiba was unharmed, although he was probably left a little red-faced after the incident. And Joe, hopefully only his ego was bruised.
Hopefully. Thanks so much for that, Chris. Well, coming up after the break, we'll catch up with Sam Millwood and the weather.
Welcome back. A wet and wild night for some areas last night, but lucky it was still warm today. Hobart 19, Launceston 27, Burnie reached 26 with 30 the state's top in Devonport. Well, 27 degrees at Sheffield and Eddystone Point, Cressy and Wynyard 26, 25 for Bridport, Scottsdale and Friendly Beaches, Fingal, Swansea both reached 24, a bit cooler elsewhere, 19 at Strawn, Geeston and Grove, 18 for Marrawar. Well, on the charts, there's a cloud band visible there extending from the north over Queensland, then south to a low pressure system east of the state. Low cloud there over the Bight due to a high pressure. Back in Tasmania, pretty clear conditions over the northwest. A cloudy day elsewhere. The sun doing its best to break through occasionally with not much success. Tomorrow the low moves to the southeast. The high over the Bight extending a ridge over the state later on. On the waters tomorrow, southwesterly winds 25 to 35 knots in the east, seas to 4 metres. Southwest to southerly winds elsewhere 20 to 30 knots with seas between 2 and 3 metres. There's a gale warning for lower eastern waters from Wineglass Bay to Tasman Island tomorrow, and a strong wind warning for northern and eastern waters. Tomorrow, showers expected through the south, 20 in Hobart, 19 at Cygnet and 22 degrees for New Norfolk. Cloudy through the north, 25 in Launceston, Devonport 22 with 23 the top for Campbelltown. 21 in Burnie, a cloudy day. Strawn 18 with Smithton reaching 20, showers expected. And showers throughout the east coast again, 24 degrees at St Helens, Swansea and Fingal. UV tomorrow is extreme statewide. Well, showers about the northeast, the west and the far south on Friday. Showers for the west, the far south and the Bass Strait Islands on Saturday. Mainly fine elsewhere, with much the same again on Sunday. Around Australia, 35 and showers in Brisbane, a sunny 32 degrees in Perth, mostly sunny for Canberra, 28, 23 in Adelaide, with showers for Melbourne and Sydney. And it's rain at the moment in Hobart, 17, 24 for Launceston and mostly clear, 26 in Devonport. Michael looks like he's right in his element at the tennis, Joe. Let's hope that rain stays away for them tonight.
I know. I'm frightened now. Summer's been and gone. We've almost missed it. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Thanks so much, Sam. That's all from the news team for this Wednesday. From all of us here, thanks for your company. See you with updates shortly. Bye for now.